All right, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Deepvue tutorial. Today I'm going to be talking about the newly released Deepvue RMV Pivots. This is added to our pattern recognition suite, and the goal here is to identify subtle tight areas and ranges and basically buy points through ranges that market wizards see, top traders see, and can help you spot those early entry points that give the best risk to reward. So here we've got ARM. All the drawings here are completely automatic. Nothing is manual here. And if you can see, the RMV pivots basically identify the short-term ranges that can lie within larger bases and patterns, where basically you can find early entries up through this level here, starts this momentum, and then recently this move with ARM, which is about a 40% move. Everything started with a range breakout right here on this day right here. And it looks like we're starting to form another range here, although it's not a buy point just yet because we need a little bit more consolidation. But the RMV pivots basically identify the short-term areas of resistance that can be ideal for spotting tightness and potential entries. So let's talk through how it works. First things first, to add it to your charts, what you want to do is go up to the Omni search, give that a click, go to indicators, or just type in RMVP. Then once you click that, it will automatically be added to your charts, and we'll talk through some different settings and options you've got here. But first things first, how does it work? RMV pivots basically are drawn whenever the RMV indicator, which is what I developed and is proprietary to Deepvue, identifies a tight area contraction on the chart. Then the RMV pivots is drawn above the highs of that contraction to identify a short-term level of resistance that can be, like I said, a really good entry point as well within proper context, strong stock, and also constructive overall setup. So once you've got it on your charts, you've got a few different options. You can see it right here on the main chart here. To edit it, all you have to do is click these three dots, then click settings, and that opens up this box right here. You can plot a certain amount of pivots from the right hand side. So if you only want to see the last few pivots, you can go ahead and restrict it to 2 or 3. That's typically what I have it on. But if you want to see more going back in time, you can go ahead and move this up to however many number of pivots you'd like. But I personally like to keep it on about 3. That identifies those short-term areas on the right side of the chart that are potentially actionable within the next few sessions. Then down here, we've got a breakout threshold option here. So you can define when to stop drawing out the resistance level, either based on a move on a percentage basis or ADR percentage above this line. So you can see this RMV pivot is actually identified right here in this area. And this was an attempted range breakout. It fell back within this range, kept consolidating, and then this was the true breakout. And here we reached that breakout threshold. So I like to keep this using ADR about 1.5, and that allows it to stay relevant while the level is still relevant as well, because sometimes we'll get a breakout, a pullback to that level, then it bounces, or in this case, we get a range breakout, it falls back within the range, and then we get a fresh breakout opportunity on this bar right here on May 19th with ARM. So like I said, you can set this breakout threshold either through a percentage value or based on an ADR. I personally use the ADR version, and that's what you can change in this drop down here. Then we've got this merge within. So this is something that's useful. Let me add a few more pivots. If you've got a lot of pivots together, maybe they're kind of saying, pointing out the same overall resistance level, you can boost this up so that pivots that are close together, and let me get this high enough, it only kind of treats that last one or that highest one as the true resistance level. So depending on your preferences, tweak this. I personally like to see kind of all the pivots. So I leave this pretty low. Only if they're kind of within 0.5 to 1% do I like to merge them within. So again, mess around with this value and see what looks good to you and your eyes. Down below here, we've got some style options. I like having it blue. Again, you can make this any color you'd like. You can make this red, you can make this blue, whatever you'd prefer. You can adjust the thickness of the pivot. I like around 3, and also you can adjust the line style, solid, dashed, or dotted as well. Dotted is pretty good too. If you want to keep your charts a little bit cleaner, this can be a good option for you. Then down here, you can also turn on the pivot level if you'd like. That points out basically the actual price value that the line is being drawn at. And you can adjust those options as well. I personally like to keep this off, but again, personal preference and up to you. Okay, so that's the pivots, and let me actually go ahead and make it. I prefer it to be that solid line there. And let's go through maybe one more example. MXL is a pretty good one. So you can see right here, we've got a few tight areas within this overall tight consolidation that's been pointing out because RMV has gone low a few times. So this would actually be a good example of using that merge within to kind of clean that up a little bit. And let me actually boost this up quite a bit. This is a higher ADR stock. So keeping this cleaner, you could increase that to tighten that up a little bit. Or, you could just show, the last few pivots, and this is actually a good one, too. And that cleans us up as well, identifying the top of this consolidation and this recent tight area. But one thing I did want to point out actually with MXL is not only does it do a good job of within consolidations and within bases, pointing out those tight areas, but also after catalyst gaps, this often the first, RMV pivot within kind of a U-turn shape is often a really good buy point. And this pointed this out really nicely here on April 29th. Let's show maybe one more example, and let's just do MU, existing leader here. And let me go ahead and increase this a little bit. Let's show a little bit more pivots. There we go. And maybe one more here. There we go. So as you can see during this move, which started in early April, we identified first this kind of bottoming range and the tightness here. Then it pushed up, tightened up again. Then we had a subtle buy point and range breakout here. It consolidated, burst out here, tightened up again, formed another RMV pivot, broke out of that. And all of those would have been great early entries to get into this move. We even have another short-term flag that gets formed here and another range breakout before this last leg up that we've gotten so far. So RMV pivots really good at kind of distinguishing the structure of the charts and helping you spot those subtle tight areas that early in an uptrend can basically present a really good risk reward opportunity. So that is the RMV pivots. Again, super proud of this. I think it helps, you see this price action a little bit better. And I think used in conjunction with RMV and, all the other key moving averages, I love RMV pivots that happen compressed on the 21 EMA. That's what really made the ARM setup really nice here. Is if we go ahead and bring up the settings and have this be 3, is this tight area here that was RMV pivots is happening right above a 21 EMA after the stock is just broken out through a longer term base. So always think about the overall setup of where the RMV pivot is being basically occurring. So always remember the overall setup, overall context. That's really critical. And of course, this is part of a leading theme as well. So stack those probabilities. Don't treat every RMV pivot as the same. Always consider the overall setup, overall context. All right, so that's pretty much how to use the RMV pivots. Let me know what you think down below. Any improvements you'd like us to make about this indicator, let us know as well. And if you have any other videos that you'd like me to make about Deepvue, I'll be making a bunch of shorter tutorials coming up pretty soon. So if you have any requests, let me know down below in the comment section. With that said, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.